Venerable Cakkhupalathera, who lost his sight at the same time that he attained Arahatship. Venerable Mahapala was renamed Venerable Cakkhupala for having lost his sight, which caused him to trod on many insects while doing walking meditation. One day, a man called Mahapala, who lived in the city of Savatthi, had the opportunity to listen to Sammasambuddha's Dhamma lectures and felt moved to enter the monkhood. But Sammasambuddha told him to first return home and say goodbye to his younger brother, Julapala. Julapala asked him not to enter the monkhood just yet. But Mahapala told him that he wished to enter the monkhood while he was still young enough to earnestly practice meditation for the purpose of attaining the path and fruit of Nibbana. Having been in the monkhood for 5 years, Venerable Mahapala asked Sammasambuddha for permission to travel together with a group of 60 Buddhist monks in order to spend the rains retreat in a distant location. And so, on the rains entry day, Venerable Mahapala made a pledge to abstain from lying down and sleeping all throughout the entire rains retreat. During the first month, he began to have some eye problem in that his eyes were constantly tearing. A physician prepared an eye drop for him, but it needed to be dripped into his nostrils while lying down. Venerable Mahapala applied the eye drop while sitting down, therefore his eye problem persisted. The physician knew that the monk did not apply the eye drop as instructed, for normally one application into the nostrils while lying down would be sufficient to cure the problem. He also knew that Venerable Mahapala could not follow his instruction because he was bound by his pledge. And by the middle watch of the following night, Venerable Mahapala lost his sight completely. And it was also then that he attained Arahatship. Having lost his sight, Venerable Mahapala could no longer go on alms round, but he was offered food daily by the lay people. He had spent time teaching meditation to the group of 60 monks until all of them were able to attain Arahatship before the rains exit day. At the end of the rains retreat, the group of 60 Arahats travelled back to see Sammasambuddha. They were asked by Venerable Mahapala to inform his younger brother of his blindness. Upon giving Julapala the news of his brother's blindness, they also advised him to enter the novice monkhood so that he could go and bring Venerable Mahapala back to Savatthi. Venerable Mahapala made the return trip to Savatthi by holding on to the staff held by the novice monk. On their way to the city of Sankata, the novice monk heard the singing of a young maiden, and subsequently went in search of her. The encounter led him to have sexual intercourse with her, which meant that he could no longer remain a novice monk. Knowing what his younger brother had done, Venerable Mahapala no longer allowed him to lead his way. King Saka of the celestial realm of Tawatimsa took it upon himself to take on the physical form of a man so that he could lead the Arahat to the pavilion that Julapala had built for him. Julapala also had 2 male slaves ordained as a novice monk so that they could attend to the Arahat. By this time, the Arahat was being referred to as Venerable Cakkhupala. One day at dusk, the rain had attracted a great number of insects to the area where the Arahat usually did his walking meditation. Having done walking meditation during the final watch, the Arahat had unknowingly stepped on a large number of insects. In the next morning, some visiting monks saw all the dead insects on the ground, trodden on by Venerable Cakkhupala. Upon returning to the temple, these monks informed Sammasambuddha of the matter. Sammasambuddha asked them if they had actually seen Venerable Cakkhupala kill the insects, and they answered in the negative. Sammasambuddha said that if they did not see him kill the insects, it also meant that Venerable Cakkhupala did not see the insects. For any intention to kill an animal is no longer present for an Arahat. The monks asked Sammasambuddha about Venerable Cakkhupala's past misdeeds, which had caused him to suffer from blindness. Sammasambuddha told them that in one previous existence, Venerable Cakkhupala was a physician. One of his patients was a poor woman who suffered from an eye problem. She told him that if he could cure her eye problem, she would repay him by letting her children serve him as his slaves. But once cured of her eye problem, the woman pretended otherwise. Out of anger, the physician concocted an eye drop which caused the woman to lose her eyesight altogether. At the end of the story, Sammasambuddha said, "The misdeed committed by him follows him like the wheels of a wagon following the oxen which pull it.